Don't beg for it, earn it, and it will happen. It's finally here. Like, if you're just here for High Evolution 3 fan subs, well, I hope you stick around so people get properly credited and, you know, you can understand a couple of decisions that we made along the way. Download them below. They're right there. There should be multiple, you know, mirrors to download. And just enjoy them. I hope that you appreciate it. You know, it's been made with lots of love and a lot of time. If it looks like I'm a bit, you know, disheveled and haven't slept properly, that text file that you can download below is why, right? It's been a long journey to get here. So, about a month ago, someone called Kid Icarus 415 on r/eurekaseven made an AI transcription. They paid for one using Happy Scribe, and their plan was to go and clean up general parts of the file to make a sort of somewhat serviceable subtitle file for people. So just find the egregious stuff, use some plot points from a leak that was done ages ago, and not necessarily translate the whole thing exactly, but generally make a file that people would be okay with, you know, watching and, you know, just to tide over the fans. I went in to help them, and what ended up happening is that we made the decision early on that I would instead become the lead of this. Basically because I decided to translate from beginning to end and was kind of going on a different method of go slow and get it done right and make sure that we're actually getting basically every line of dialogue properly. And after retiming and sort of translating through the whole intro, basically we both agreed to sort of make me the lead on this. So I sort of accidentally walked into the lead position and completely underestimated the work that was about to happen. But we don't speak Japanese, so we had a few sources. One was obviously lots of Google Translate, lots of stuff like that. Two, we found some Thai subs, and they were super useful. They were from the sketchiest website I've ever seen in my entire life, and every time I opened it, it made this noise.
ตีน้อย168.com เว็บพนันอันดับ 1
It's driven me insane. I've woken up nearly every day and had to listen to that. So, as it was going on, some sentences proved tricky, and in came Leonid Jack Flashback Baryshev, who had seen the Russian fan dub, spoke Russian, and was willing to help us, and was providing translations of the Russian fan dub. The Russian fan dub is a localization and full of reinterpretation, but it's an incredibly useful source for finding out who's saying generally what to who and what the general context is. The exact words that are being said are all super localized, like heavily, but they're really good. To just help us find out what was going on. Incredibly useful, and yeah, Leonid came in and was just so good for helping figure out problem sentences and helping us sort of combine what we knew from a mix of Thai subs and translating every line by speaking to them through Google Translate, and it's been kind of crazy, but they were super handy in getting us some of the trickiest lines done. In the very last 3 days, Daniel Jiang Digo joined the project. They just sent me a message wanting to help out, and what they did has been instrumental to getting it out today. Not only did they help the translations I was doing and sort of help push it forward so that we could get the ending of the film done, but they also went through the entire file up to where we were at the point and rechecked everything. We got more confident at the process as it went on, you know, and so writing through it, I was worried that the first half hour or so wasn't as good as the rest of it. They went in and just went over it and sorted all of that in the last 3 days. They've been amazing. So while they joined in the last like 3 days, they have been just as instrumental as everyone involved into getting this done. I think it would be embarrassing if I say how many hours I've put into this. It's a lot. There's a reason that breakdown was real. Hey everyone, Future Me here. You know it's Future Me because I'm holding a polar bear. I realised that I actually forgot to mention the breakdown, so I'm just going to quickly go through that. Originally, the opening of the video was going to be I filmed myself finishing the last line of the subtitle file, and I was going to go, yeah, and it was going to go straight into the Nervash, the subs are here, you can download them. That didn't happen because when I filmed myself at about 3:20 in the morning, genuinely true, as I wrote the last line, I just broke down in tears, and was just crying for like a good while. So I didn't do that, but there's still a recording of it, so that's fun. Okay, back to boring polar bearless past me now. This has become an obsession for me, and it's just so nice to finally get it done and out, and I hope you enjoy it and know that this was genuinely made with love. I know there's probably there's a message at the end in the credits. It's maybe a bit sappy, but know that was written at about 3:30 in the morning from a guy who just had a complete crying fit and was made genuinely with love. Because while I have my own personal feelings about High Evolution as a franchise and High Evolution 3, I love Eureka 7, and everyone involved in this loves Eureka 7 and wanted to do this for the community. This was a really cared for thing. I know it's like kind of dumb where it's like it's just a subtitle file, but it's a subtitle file made over the course of so many hours by people who didn't speak the language, determined to get it right. And so, yeah, thank you to everyone involved. It's been such an amazing experience working with you all. Okay, time for some couple of decisions that need to be made. One, we made it in British English. That's because obviously I was writing the file. So because I wrote the file from beginning to end, and because a lot of the time was basically just me going through it, British English ended up being used. Partly because I'm British, but mainly because when I got to one bit where someone said the word colour, I realised that I'd have to decide whether or not there was a U in colour. Because I know that, British English, if you put the U in colour, like that is how you're supposed to do it, but a lot of people from every other country thinks that it's stupid that U's in colour, and I that's fair enough. So I put it in out of spite. I thought it was funny, so it's written in British English just so I could put U in colour. That's genuinely the reason. That's the thought. It's just a joke. So just know that the choice of British English is mainly out of a dumb joke. And not necessarily, well, it is because I'm British, but like, yeah, that's genuinely part of the reason. It was a conscious decision. Second one, there was a bit of a thing that stumped us for a while. We were trying to figure out, because they talk twice about a place called Malpozo Base is what they say exactly. We were looking for a place because we wanted to make sure that any place that we mentioned was accurate to what it seemed that they were going for. Places like Kirinyaga and things and Mount Kenya. Well, that is Kirinyaga, but yeah, that was checked because the text on screen does mention it. So we're able to check for some places, but because it is set in our real world, we couldn't find Malpozo. However, they do mention it's across the rivers of Warsaw. Even though it only comes up twice, do note that we ended up going through Google Maps, looking through villages that were near Warsaw, and specifically across its rivers, and we found a place called Malopol. So Malpozo Base is instead translated as Malopol Base. I just want to say that because I worry that, some lore nerds on the wiki will be like, oh my god, Malopol's the key to everything. And it's just like, we don't know that it's necessarily Malopol, but it's the best translation we could find because, katakana differences. I'm not sure where the Z in Malpozo comes from, but if you take that away and go Malpol Base, then it makes a lot of sense that it's Malopol. So just note that was a choice there. And then just a couple of fun things very quickly. Early on, there is an argument between basically intelligence officers and reporters, and I just want you to know, because early on the guy when we translated it, it was like, that bastard fought the thing and was spewing light everywhere. And you know, he's really desperate when he says it. The guy is super desperate when he says it. And so it sounded like he was saying that, you know, we're losing and the world is ending. And that's not actually what they're saying. When Daniel went through it, they found that the translation was actually just closer to the guy basically saying what was happening in general. Just the guy went over to fight the thing and they had a light and there was a red object. And while we have, you know, written it obviously not as plainly as that, just note, I want it to be noted that our original translation for it really matched the absolute desperation for what this guy was looking like he was saying, and the actual translation that we have checked through and gone way too much pain to get to. It turns out the guy's just kind of explaining his day, and the desperation that he's given isn't quite as warranted as we maybe originally thought. You'll see it, you'll laugh when you see it, but he looks so desperate and sounds like it sounds like he's just saying we're all going to die, but what he genuinely is just saying like the news. He's just like, this thing happened on Wednesday. So know that. Also at one point, the AI transcription wrote, "We can endure the journey into the darkness of partisanship," and my friend just listened to that and laughed his head off. So that's for you, Bob. And also, yeah, just thank you to my friends who have stuck with me through this madness. Before I go, just a couple of dumb things. I have a tradition on this channel that involves hanging up videos. I have Polaroids that I put on the wall for videos that I do. I have put so much fucking work into this that I'm actually just making a Polaroid for this subtitle file. So for those who are part of my channel who are like, why is there a third? Why is there a new Polaroid? Oh, it's third. Why is there a new Polaroid on the wall? That's why. I'm using the Eureka7 Polaroid I had planned. I'm getting a new one for a future Eureka7 video, but just know that that's the one that I'm signing, so I'm doing that now. So there we go. The only reason this is public on my channel and not unlisted is there you go. Hi over 3 subs, 1509-2022, and I can hang that up now. All of this effort that could have gone in another video, and putting on this. Worth it, probably. Okay, so yeah, thank you to everyone involved. This has been a long, arduous, and crazy experience, but I really hope to the people who, you know, have been waiting for this, thank you for waiting so patiently. You guys have been amazing. I know that when we initially said we're going to do this, everyone involved thought it would be like a week or 2 weeks. We didn't think it would be hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of just obsessive translation and sort of retiming and trying to make sure something's as good as it can possibly be. Because we've been trying to match general cadences, while some parts are, localization is not going to be as strong in some parts as it might be in other subtitles. We try and match cadences of what people are saying, but it also has led to sometimes, we have to kind of break that rule to make a sentence make any sense. But also because we try and match that, sometimes some subtitles go a little bit quickly. I do apologize if some of the bits are a bit of a fast read. That's entirely on me. And yeah. Oh, and we haven't done all of the text. We've done text where people aren't talking, but on SRT files it's awkward to overlay, and we didn't want loads of things getting in the way. So just note as well that if text appears while people are talking, it probably won't be translated. If no one's talking and text appears, it will be, and you'll see a little asterisk on it. So just note that. I can finally sleep. So I'm going to upload this, and it's going to be done. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone just involved, and enjoy. This was made for you, Eureka7 fans. This was made for you, and we really hope that you can I mean, it's High Evolution. Enjoy might be the wrong word, but, appreciate the work that has gone into it from all involved, and just thank you. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely life. And, I don't know, Eureka 7. I love it.